One of the greatest things about buying a house is enjoying the process of buying a house. Yet, in today's experience, most people will tell you, hey, we just opened escrow, you need to sign everything right away because if not, we might not be able to close on time. Today's experience, there's a lot of loan officers that have a very low mortgage IQ, and even worse, have a support staff that's not even there for them. It's on their shoulders to try to get you into this mortgage that has to go from department to department to department to meet national legal guidelines and get you approved for hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. How effective does that sound? You deserve to be able to have a smooth process. You deserve to be able to have joy in the midst of buying a home. Don't let a bad loan officer or a bad loan officer team rob you of that and put a stress on you that belongs on them getting paid for it. Today, we're going to be covering the process you should expect once you're in escrow so that you can know what you should be getting and you can avoid having any crazy experiences or surprises. Before we jump into all that, I just wanted to say thank you for watching this. If you want to show another level of gratitude, and most of all, if you want to show gratitude and share that same gift of being able to watch this great information with your friends and family, or just a stranger out there who's in the middle of nowhere going, oh my gosh, I wish I knew what the process looked like so I don't have to be stressed out. Subscribe, hit the like button, make sure to hit the alerts so that the algorithm can be used to get this information out to more people. So we're going to summarize the process in about 8 different steps. Step number 1, your contract meeting. What the heck is this? Well, a contract meeting is, in many people's processes, not even there. But effectively, what this should be is a moment when you now get into escrow, right? That means you found the house, you placed the offer, you got your offer accepted, and instead of being shoved into a manufacturing process that everyone's going to poke you for more documentation along the way, instead of having that experience, this should be a moment where your loan officer brings you into a meeting, whether it's over the phone, whether it's via Zoom, and they go over line by line what confirmed figures look like now. Because keep in mind, most of the time, the rate you were quoted in pre-approval is not going to be the same rate once you get into escrow. To learn more about this, watch one of my YouTube videos going over how interest rates work so you can see how they change in between days, so you can identify, did this change justifiably or did it not? Step number 2, disclosures. After this contract meeting, there should be a set of legal documentation sent to you that you are required to read through. You're required to sign, and you're required to make sure are accurate. You're going to get a lot of disclosures throughout the process, so your loan officer should be guiding you on what you need to know to not feel overwhelmed by the disclosures, to not be confused by the disclosures, so that you can help the transaction move forward in a very timely manner. Disclosures will be one of those components that can completely delay your process. And if your loan officer hasn't prepared you for the best practices in ensuring that nothing is delayed, you might be the one who's having to pay for extensions, the one who's not being able to close and meet the contractual obligations that you have committed to. And worst of all, you might be the one losing the house because your loan officer wasn't able to help you prepare for this well. Step number 3, your appraisal. Your appraisal should be ordered at the opening of this file. And your appraisal, if you need one per your loan product, should be coming in within a certain timeline. Your loan officer should have given you that timeline at the contract meeting. And you should be aware of when is the appraiser going out? When should I anticipate to have the report back? Because you need to review this report and identify, did the home get valued from the appraiser's opinion to the value or to the price that I'm offering for the house or not? Because if it didn't, something needs to change. Either you're paying out of pocket, either you're restructuring your loan, either you're renegotiating, either you're getting credits or gifts, or you're doing something to that degree to try to help you in this new context. But that should be happening within a certain timeline. If you don't know that timeline, make sure when you're meeting with your lender, you're writing down these steps and asking them, when do I do a contract meeting? On that contract meeting, will you review with me what the best practices are with disclosures? What timeline can I expect the appraisal to come back at? And then the next step, which is step number 4, is when is my loan anticipated to come back out of underwriting? So when you're looking at your loan contingency, you want to ask your loan officer, when will it come out of underwriting? Who's going to review those with me? And what kind of certainty will I have to ensure there's not going to be any side surprises coming at me that can potentially have me be in a bad situation after my loan contingency? Those are extremely, extremely important. Remember, the loan officer doesn't approve or deny your file. That's the underwriter. And so if you don't have the underwriter going through this, you're really working off of good possibility, but not actual approval yet. So comes out of underwriting, and you need to identify, when is it expected to come out of underwriting, and when can I expect you, Mr. and Mrs. Loan Officer, or your team to reach out to me and review with me the conditions that the underwriter gave me, so I can know if I'm going to be able to release my loan contingency or not. Remember, a loan contingency is a protection of your money that you put as good faith in the transaction, in the obligations you made, in the contract that you signed. Step number 5. This is what we call clear to close. There's a subcategory in there. It could be final approval. This can also be your CD review. This is in essence the timeline that, or the event that happens in between your initial approval and the underwriter going, I need this, and then you getting ready to have the loan funded. So what you want to do in the midst of all this, right, communicating with them and identifying who's going to notify me of my loan being clear to close and who's going to call me to review my, this is a very important one, closing disclosure. Closing disclosure is extremely, extremely important for you, because this is going to be an updated set of numbers showing you if what the first estimate given to you at the contract meeting or in the beginning of the process is going to be the numbers you are being shown before you go sign the actual loan documents with the notary. Step number 6, this is the important one. This is funding. And the way you get to funding means that the loan has gone from clear to close, you've gotten the numbers, the disclosure's taken care of, and now you've signed the documents with the notary, you have sent your money over, the bank has sent their money over, and now your loan is funded. This is that moment when you're signing with the notary, you want to avoid any bad surprises. And so again, don't wait for the notary signing in this funding process to be the time that you confirm these details. Ensure that you're confirming these details from day one, and especially at your closing disclosure review. And if you want to be even more conservative, make sure you confirm as much as you humanly possibly can before you release your contingencies. With that, this brings us to step number 7. Recording. When your loan is funded, it's now going to go to the county to become recorded, which means that you become the legal property owner across national record. This is a big moment. This is a really cool moment. And the thing that makes it even most special is that right after this, your realtor or whoever you're working with should be calling you to congratulate you on the keys. And from there, you can party, you can enjoy your home, but that's going to leave us to the most important step. Step number 8. Once this transaction is all the way done, what needs to take place? Well, realize from the start of the transaction to the finish of the transaction, at the finish line, there's a 30-year loan, in most cases, now waiting for you, and hundreds of thousands, if not over $1 million worth of debt. When you finish with this transaction, the next steps of this process from your loan officer and real estate team should be aid, resources, guidance, and advice on how to help you manage this property, manage this liability, aka mortgage, and helping you always leverage these two things to a greater net worth and have even more future success for you and those after you, so that you can do what you deserve to do. Relax, enjoy, and have a lot of fun making this next house yours. Hope that's helpful for you. Let me know your comments, thoughts, any feedback here on this video, and I can't wait to chat with you next time. Bye-bye.